The first part of this video is spoiler free, so no need to worry, we'll let you know when there are spoilers. We saw Iron Lung opening day.
We did. It was very
Now,
exciting.
yes, it was very exciting, very hype. I got a whole large popcorn, and me and my friend ate the whole thing. Okay, anyways, first things first, is it worth
Okay.
seeing?
I think personally, if you know anything about Iron Lung or are like a fan, seen Markiplier play through it, seen like pretty much anyone play through it, it is worth seeing. But I think that if you don't really know what's happening and don't know anything about Iron Lung, you will be very confused and kind of lost during most of it. Um, that's my take because I was in a theater with my friends who had no idea what was happening and they were all really confused.
Well, that's a good point. I didn't even really think about that. That's a really good point. So, we played through the game, um, and from playing on, like, we didn't do any other lore, like just play the game and then watch the movie, and that was all we did. And from that alone, it was a very good experience. I would say it's definitely worth going to see a movie if you know anything about Iron Lung and are interested in it at all to any degree. It's worth it. But you know, like Malker just said, it's probably might be a little confusing if you haven't. It's a really good point. I didn't even think about that. So to me, something that made it like really worth it, like the acting was like crazy. Like not only Markiplier, but the voice acting through the thing, like through the radio, that was crazy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the acting was great. It was honestly a surprise for me because I thought that it would be like with some of Markiplier's other stuff, like in Space with Markiplier, like um I can't even what's the other one? His other stuff. He's been decently good, but it's always been a little bit like lacking in the acting department. But
Yeah,
I think that he truly like he same with kind of how Timothy Chalamet got lost in the role of Marty Supreme. Like he was a completely different person.
yeah, for sure. What did you think about the cinematography?
So I loved the cinematography. The cinematography was like my favorite part of the movie. I especially enjoyed how it wasn't afraid to like kind of draw out sections or like shots
Yeah,
for to get that kind of effect.
totally agree.
It
It
was
was super well executed. The cinematography was so like wow, it was incredible. It was amazing.
yes, bro.
Um,
It was it was amazing.
it was amazing. Something else I wanted to talk about, or like wanted your opinion, your thoughts, was the CGI.
Um, I thought it was really good. I mean, there wasn't a lot of like
It's
true practical or CG effects. Um, but I thought it was really good for all the stuff that was like there. Oh, okay. Well, I thought that there was one specific scene that the CGI took me out just the tiniest bit, but other than that, it was absolutely amazing.
I agree. There was also one scene for me where it was a little eh, but other than that, it was really good, pretty seamless for the most part. Like besides that one scene, but I was a big fan of the way CGI was used. I thought it was good.
Yes.
Now, my final reason why I think this is worth it was the lore expansion was just really good. It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. No, I agree with that. The lore, it definitely did expand on the lore in like a really good way. I don't know if that's if what it did was canon to the games or not. Like I don't know if because I don't know the expanded lore, but
Yeah, like based off of just playing the game, like it was a really good experience. Like, sorry, they were really good additions, and the additions were very well adapted for a cinematic experience.
yes,
Like, unlike FNAF 2, sorry. Um,
I,
oops.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know why we started comparing this to FNAF 2, but yeah, sure.
No, my mind.
I think the elements of cosmic horror were really dealt well done.
True. True. No, that's really, yes. I'm so glad you mentioned that. It was
Um,
really good.
like that, it was amazing. Um, however, I also do think that how it was kind of uh, I don't even know how to describe this without like being too spoilery. I think that how it was presented was a tad bit like confusing,
For sure, I
which
could see
kind of
that.
happens with Cosmic Horror, but like
Isn't like part of the
the point where it's
experience?
like that is low key part of the experience, but to the point where it was like unclear what was happening, you
Okay,
know?
yeah, that's true. I think that's a really. I think I'm really glad you brought that up. I like totally slipped my mind. It was just, the cosmic horror was super great. Like it was good. It was really good. I think I'm ready to move on to spoilers and specific
I'm
moments that
also ready.
I enjoyed. At this point, we are entering spoiler territory, so if you haven't seen it, watch out. Something that I want to
I,
say quickly. I don't know. I don't know if you had this thought. I doubt it, but I had this thought. It was like it was almost like reminiscent of The Shining in a way. Like blood aside, like not the blood, but like the way that this whole iron lung, like this planet's atmosphere, was like super. It reminded me of the hotel. I don't know. It was like the cosmic horror, and it was like not very clear
well,
on what was going on. Loki.
yeah, I actually no, I kind of agree with that. I feel like there was a part where I specifically was reminded of The Shining, but I can see like an overarching theme of like The Shining is very not reminiscent, dependent on it's the need for just like one location to be the reason for all of the horror, and
Yeah,
that was kind of shown or at least demonstrated in being in the submarine in the Iron Lung as that like one location.
yeah. I thought that was really good for me. I really enjoyed that. Do you want to talk about your quote?
Yeah, there was a part of the movie kind of when all that cosmic horror thing was happening where I think it was the fake voice on the radio, right?
Yes, so I think it was the fake voice on the radio.
They said something like God sees the world through a pinhole and expects that it sees everything. And I was like, that is so real, bro. Real shit. So I don't know. I really liked that quote and that kind of idea of God or like a creature akin to God is just as lost in the universe as humans are.
Just such a
It's a
like
very
a
interesting
narrow
idea.
perspective, like
Yeah.
a god is a god. Like that sounds stupid to say, bro, but you know what I'm
I mean
trying to say.
that's not even what I'm saying. I think I like somewhat agree with the idea, you know?
No, yeah, I do too, but I'm saying like what I'm trying to say is that how can you expect a god to understand the experience of man is what I'm trying to say.
But yeah, that's also true.
Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I was a big fan of that. I remember that specifically. Like I like my jaw.
Yes.
I was like, what? It's like my eyes widened, bro. Um,
That part was really good. I think four being like the more confusing section, it was my favorite, probably one of my favorite parts.
yeah, I agree. Something that I really enjoyed was the way they presented the X-ray camera and how they made it a point to like bring him up and have him be up there, and he pushed the button and it showed how the people, it showed them as skeletons on the photograph. And at that point for me, that's when it clicked that this is actually an X-ray camera and that the things that we're taking pictures of and that we're seeing are not actually like dead or skeletons. It's just the way the camera is, like they're alive. Like, or they very well could be, at least. They very well could be alive. And we're not actually seeing
Yeah.
the skeletons. We're just seeing that because it's an X-ray camera. Like that was the moment when it hit me. I was like, oh my God.
I specifically loved that part because of its implication instead of like because a lot of times um what do you call it? Like films or movies will specifically spell out like the character will say, "Oh no, the, does that mean that it's always been a monster and not a skeleton?" But like I loved how it just left the person to interpret that instead of, you know, um the viewer to interpret that instead of just having to spell it out. I think that was good and more films should utilize or not undercut their audience and think that they're dumb like that. Does that
Yeah.
make any sense? Am I making sense
No,
right
you're
now?
making so much sense. I totally agree. It's like there's that interpretation factor that like you need to have to like it's like they made a deliberate choice to add this scene. Why did they add this scene? Because they wanted you to know that, right? They wanted you to realize that, oh shit, those things are alive, but they didn't say it. I think that's really beautiful. I think that's something super artistic that is kind of lost, especially in Stranger Things. Oh my God.
I definitely agree with that. I think that kind of you know what they say. It's like show don't tell,
Literally.
which I think is like can be somewhat lackluster writing advice and doesn't apply to every situation. But I also think it's also something that should be I don't know
Considered.
followed from time
You
to
know.
time, like or considered, yeah. Where it's like let the audience come up with their own interpretations or come to conclusions themselves.
Yeah, I actually saw like the Stranger Things writers um they said the reason that they do this or why they spell things out is because people are just like not locked in, bro. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I saw this thing that was like there's a Netflix contract or something, or like Netflix has it in their contracts when you make a show with them that you have to like say something that's happening out loud because people aren't paying attention. And I was like, that's crazy. But I also don't know if that's real because it was like an offhand thing I heard on the internet, which got to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, but I think it was really refreshing to see like I don't know, but it feels like more artistic when it's presented that way to me, at
Yeah,
least.
I agree.
It was just really good.
I think that I really enjoyed a lot of the acting. Like, you know, again, Markiplier was really good. There was a lot of stuff that was really well acted and done well. But I think that the one thing that it also is written well, but I think that the one thing that I kind of had a complaint about was sometimes like his Markiplier's or like the main character Simon's kind of emotional rants got a little I don't want to say on the nose, but like on the nose, where it was
Yeah,
like it sounded like him. I don't know, like somebody. You know what? I don't even know how to describe it. Besides, like it's a YouTuber, um, doing like a monologue for the camera or something. You know,
no, yeah, I totally felt that actually. Like,
it's kind of like an interesting experience because like obviously that's the context we've heard Markiplier like thrive in,
yeah,
but you know it also like kind of took away from it because uh, you know I wanted something more I don't know what
like
the word would be.
artistic, low key. I don't know.
Yeah, more immersive, let's
Immersive.
say.
That's a better word. Don't put that in. I'm done with that
Okay.
point. I'm just gonna. I totally agree with you. Let's move on. Yeah.
Okay, cool. What else do I have to say? Um, I was thinking a lot about like the philosophy of the characters. And it was very nuanced in its presentation because obviously like Markiplier's like or Markiplier, Simon's like I don't want to die mentality is also is like paralleling his previous not stated but like implied mentality of like everything's dead anyway, like nihilism, like the quiet rapture happened, everything's gone, there's no reason to go on. Which I thought was really well done, kind of like character growth.
Uh,
And I also thought that Ava, the person like the intercom lady, was really well done too, in the sense that like she believed that what they were doing was right. Um, or the kind of implication that like this is right not because philosophical like this will help us in this way, but because she believes that if it weren't right, they wouldn't waste it like a human life on it.
yeah.
You know, remember there was that one scene where she was like,
We don't have
Markiplier
people
was
to
like,
waste.
you're just, yeah, you're gonna let me die," and he was like, "We don't have. Why would we kill you when we have so much stuff, or like there's so little people around?
We need this. Like literally speed. We need this. We don't have the bodies to
We
waste.
need this." Yeah,
And I thought it was really like I don't know how I feel about this, but something that I definitely noticed was how like obviously it was pretty clear Ava was like it's bigger than us. It's bigger than us. Then towards the end, Simon was also like it's bigger than us. It's bigger
this
than
is bigger
me.
than us. Yes,
And I don't know how to feel about that, but that was cool. That was cool, I think.
I liked it. I think that Ava definitely had some like clear flaws in her reasoning of like obviously it's super dangerous and like but it was also interesting that like she kind of knew that internally. Like there was that one part where when um when she was in the submarine and it was like crashing or whatever, and she was kind of monologuing about how this is all fucked up. She was like, "Oh, why are we doing this? Like just for a stupid like sample of a skeleton? Like we know it's not going to lead anywhere. Like why?" So I don't know. I thought she was a really nuanced character that I really liked.
Yeah, I was a fan. I was a fan of Ava. Dude, when she said like it's not gonna tell us anything we didn't know already, that was like what? I was like, what? You know what I'm talking about or no?
I mean, I know the thing you're referring to, but I don't.
I was like,
I feel like the my interpretation of that was different than yours,
tell me,
or
tell
than
me.
what you're saying right now. Because my interpretation wasn't that like they already know things, which I feel like is what you're getting at. I think the interpretation was that what they are going to learn from it isn't going to matter. You know?
Okay, well that was not my interpretation at all. So, like, I don't know, like I feel like there's this underlying level of like dystopian where it's like this guy is getting sent down there, he's not coming back up. But she was like, you got to get the sample. That was like her reason. You got to get the sample. You got to go. You got to go get the
Yeah.
sample. So then he does it. And he's like, get me up, get me up. And then she's like, nah, bro, low Kirk, we don't even need that. So I
Yeah.
don't know. That was like crazy.
I mean, well, I think that it would be useful. It's like the same idea of like I don't know. I think this is a weird example. Like if we were doing experiments on like human psychological impacts of something, right?
Yeah.
We can reasonably infer what might happen if you were to do something, but you'd never like 100% know. And I think a reasonable inference is what they're kind of saying. Like we can make a reasonable we can get an idea of what this might be or why this might be happening, but we won't know for sure unless it happens. But I don't think it matters, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I see that now. Dude, he drank alcohol.
Dude, he drank alcohol. Oh yeah, we had to talk about that.
Dude, okay, so I was in the theater. I saw him get the rubbing alcohol. And I literally, in my theater, I said way too loudly, I said, drink it. And then after he drank it, someone behind me went, my man. And that was really funny.
That's fire. No, I don't know. I was like, all of my friends were like, oh, after the movie, we were talking about that, and they went like, why did he drink the alcohol? I thought he was going to use it on his wounds. And I was like, he didn't drink the alcohol because there would be no point in using it on his wounds. Obviously, he's in this like deep pit of despair and believes that it would be better to just get drunk than to like it would be better to get drunk than to heal himself because he's
Yeah.
going to die anyway.
Like what is the point of healing your arm when you're in a corrosive blood ocean trapped, you know? Like might
Yeah,
as well
obviously
just
he didn't know about the corrosion though.
he didn't know about it then?
Yeah.
Wait, so what wounds was he trying to tend to then? Was this because when he got flung around?
Yeah, well, it was when he just after his first like um thing going under in the ship, right?
Okay.
Or maybe oh, I think it actually was from when he got flung around because he found the med box right before like opening the grate.
Yeah.
So I think that it was from him getting flung around and he like slammed on his knees or something or on his forearms.
Okay. So not that bad, but like still at that point, like you're in such a despair that's like it's low Kirk over. I might as well just be drunk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what you're
Well,
saying.
that's not what I'm saying. That's like not
Oh, it's not what you're
that's not
saying?
a not a good philosophy, but that's like
Oh yeah,
what
but
his
like that's what
philosophy
his
was.
philosophy was for sure. Something that I thought was crazy at the time was the corrosive blood reveal. That was crazy.
That's like low key real. I thought it was crazy not because it was like a thing, but because I low key called it.
Ooh,
Remember when we were playing Iron Lung and I went, so is the are we thinking that this is like corrosive and that's why there's like skeletons down here?
you
Or are
did
we
call
thinking
that.
that this is this is just a big monster. Right? You're like, it's probably just a big monster. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I don't know why I said that.
No, but you were cooking. I was not.
I was low key cooking.
No, yeah, that was really good, and that was like, oh shit, it's over. Like that was when I was like, oh shit, it's over.
Yeah, I was like, it's actually over.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Mark.
I don't know. I think that the ending was really good with how it didn't. It obviously was like a sacrifice for something bigger, which is like a lot of films do that, but I can't think of the one I'm trying to draw from right now.
Yeah. I feel
I think
like
that that's a really powerful message, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah, it's bigger than me, it's bigger than you.
Yeah.
And yeah. Dude, when they did the thing where they zoomed in on his eye and it looked like the thing from the game, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's a parallel."
Yes.
That was really good.
I also love the subversion of expectations where if you've played the game, you expect when he you expect the monster's eye. Like there's that big scare where you take a photo and it's the monster's eye, right?
Yeah.
And that's a very like famous part of the game. You expect that to be a part of the game when or you expect that to be part of the movie. Like they're gonna take a photo and it's gonna be the monster's eye. But instead they did it with the glass shielding instead. And I thought that was really cool.
No, yeah, that was peak. I liked how they expanded on the convict stuff. Like he wasn't like a regular convict, he was like a super bad convict. It's like you are responsible for the station. That seemed to be a pretty big thing. But
I agree.
it was like you're not just a regular convict, you are super bad terrorist, probably convict. Um yeah, I don't know, it was like the Iron Lung is not a thing
Yeah.
that we can I mean I am presuming that it's not a thing that regular convicts get the choice of doing. It's just or
I
maybe
mean, yeah. He
or
said that it was like a plea bargain,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
Or that at least that was what the implication was.
He said he called it
To
a deal specifically, and also it was like, yeah, it was very clear that and I was gonna say like maybe like his sentence was just so long that the only way he would ever get out is by doing this, and maybe it's just not how like it's structured for other crimes. Maybe it's only like the super bad terrorist crimes that keep people locked away forever unless you do this. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I think that both I subscribe to the idea that it doesn't really matter what his crime was, um, in the context of the games, but also I did like kind of the story beat of, that idea of like it wasn't my fault.
Yeah, yeah,
I would have liked a little bit more. I don't even know what the word would be. I would have liked a little more of that. Fuck, a description of like the exact things that happened because it's too vague to like really draw a conclusion on what happened or like if Mark really deserves this. Mark Simon, bro.
yeah. But he was perceived to be super bad guy, and he was like, no, no, not me. But
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was interesting.
yeah, I liked that part. I enjoyed that plot line.
I think it was also just interesting. I don't know if that like lore that it came up with was part of the game at some point.
I
Like I
guess
feel like it was,
we can find out at some point.
but I don't know. I also liked how the glass when the first time it was the pressure was like breaking the glass down, it cracked in the shape of a tree. That was cool. There was a lot
Dude,
of tree imagery
that was really good actually. Yeah, there was a lot of tree imagery. It was peak.
because the cinematography was fucking amazing,
It
bro.
was
All of the like
amazing.
blood, the water and blood dripping, and like just like things happening. It was so good.
The bloodbath.
Yes, bloodbath.
The bloodbath was really
Also,
good.
Markiplier covered in blood was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh no,
I don't know. I don't know if you saw the trailer for it.
I did not.
I remember I saw a trailer where he like rose from the depths of the sea of blood, and it was like so cool.
Wait, that's so tough.
I thought they were gonna reuse that shot in the movie, like at the end or something, but
They did not apparently.
low key, I was like, what if he grabs really hard onto the life vest and then floats up to the the surface?
Yes, bro.
But
This time for sure.
we got that. We got that.
We
I
got
think
that.
I could do it.
Okay.
Instead of getting like instantly crushed to like a tiny ice cube, by the density.
Yeah. Well, next time you commit a really bad terrorist level crime in a dystopian society where the quiet rapture happens, I'll let you know, and you'll get your chance.
Yeah, bro. Are we surviving the quiet rapture?
Fuck no. Yeah.
Yeah, we're on Earth, so like Loki.
Lowkirk, we're gone.
I think we had that.
Yeah, we got that. We're surviving. I don't know. Um, I think that's everything that I wanted to say.
I mean, I feel like I have more. I don't know.
Well,
Oh, yeah, specifically relating to the CGI, I think that the tentacle things
dude,
that kind of appeared during the blood, the actual like sinking of the iron lung when the blood was flooding in, was a little weird. It looked just off.
the arm
It
thing
was
kind
also
of took
like
me out. The arm
it
tentacles
did
took me
kind
out.
of take me out.
Yeah, that was the part that I was
It was
talking
also
about.
like it was also like just a little on the nose. Like same with when Mark was being
Mhm.
kind of grabbed by the or when he like touched the blood and it got all veiny and like vines wrapped around him. That was really cool, but it was also a little on the nose.
Yeah, it was a little on the nose. Yeah,
Which I don't mind. You can do like tropes. You just have to do them like really well, in my opinion.
yeah. Like for the CGI, it was just like the arm tentacles just took me out, bro. That was it.
Yeah, it was like overall, I think it was a really good movie though. It was like probably in my like top 5 to 7.
Dude, overall, very good movie. Highly recommend you see this while you can in theaters.
Yes,
It's a
and
really
also
good
I beat
experience.
my trial, so like
Hell
basically
yeah.
perfect time.
Oh, but yeah, dude, see it. Go watch it.
Yes.